Okay, so my job for today is to get our outboard motor running. So, living on a boat during a refit, it's actually kind of nice to have a car. Watch. So, that's actually not really boat stuff, but boat stuff and boat stuff. These two are exciting. But it's nice to have a car because it's kind of like a storage unit. When running errands, groceries, all that's good. But when we're out cruising, we won't have a car. But now we do, so we can use it for all our chores, but also as a storage unit. So right now it's kind of all set up. Oh yeah, look over here, down there. Those are steering components. But these two boxes down here, now those are exciting. We weren't actually planning on doing this. I mean, we knew it was on the list, but we weren't planning on it for a while. They are self-tailing winches. So our two primary winches on the boat right now they're 3-speed, which is good. But they're non-self-tailing. Self-tailing versus non-self-tailing. We currently have non-self-tailing, which requires 2 hands. We want self-tailing because that's more of a modern approach to how line handling works, and it is good for short-handed crew. So we got self-tailing winches, and that wasn't in the plan, but it was in the long-term plan. So we saw these come up on eBay. They are new in box, never installed, and we got a pretty good deal, like half off for each. So pretty much buy one get one free. And so we couldn't pass that up. New in box, and they are the size we want, and they're Lewmars, which is like a really well-known brand. So we pulled the trigger and got them. So I'm gonna open them up because they're from eBay. They were, essentially used. So I'm gonna open them up and make sure that they are actually self-tailing winches and they're not just a bunch of bricks in there, because it's a really, really heavy package. Each one is like 40 pounds. But I want to make sure that they are as described. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, winch box number 1. What was interesting is the original shipper was but it only says 15 pounds. That's not right. So maybe this wasn't the original box. I was thinking, the original shipper is West Marine, but who's buying winches from West Marine? That's like super expensive. But anyways, it says they're 15 pounds, and these are easily 40 pounds. So let's take a look. Do we have a winch? Yes! We have a winch. Nice. That looks good. Let's get some of this. Ooh, came with the original booklets too? What is that? Let's take a peek. Oh yeah, Lewmar. Fitting and adjusting your new winch. Issue 1 and issue 9. Interesting. Okay. That's good. So, let's see if we can Man, these are beefy. These are shiny. Ooh. Yep. That is a winch. A little grimy, but definitely appear to be in very good condition. Let me get this out of here. I'm gonna need 2 hands. They're 40 pounds each, so there she is. It's just surface scratches. That's okay. No big deal. She turns. Man, those are nice. Let's look at the bottom. This is usually the telltale sign if they've been installed. They have not been installed. That one hasn't been installed. Because usually you would see like sealant or butyl tape or whatever stuck on them. But that looks really, really good. So these are Lewmar Evo 55 STs, and the ST means self-tailing. And that looks really, really good. Very cool. So let's get this back in the box, and man, that's nice. That is some boat bling. Anyways, I'm impressed. Let's get this back in this box and open the next one. Number 1, success. Number 2 is extra interesting because this looks like the original box. So, let's see what we got here. Spins, it's heavy, same kind of top level surface scratches, no big deal, but the rest of it looks really good. So buying on eBay can be a risk, but this has been a reward. So yeah, we're happy. This will be a real nice upgrade. Now I just got to talk Devin into making some nice new canvas or sunbrella winch covers. That'll be nice. So tonight we're gonna pull off the last of the old winches. So this one's already been removed because it was leaking on my niece when it was raining over the last winter. But this one's gonna come off too. So first thing you want to do when you're pulling off a winch, servicing a winch, lubing a winch, whatever, is get yourself a box. I don't know if we've covered this before, but you start with a box with a hole in the bottom. Always start with a box with a hole in the bottom. Pop it over your winch. Just like that. Just like that. So now, when I go in and pull off this little clip and then lift this up, and whatever little clips and springs and things and pawls that are in there, they tend to pop out when you take the winch apart. They'll pop out, and hopefully the box will keep it in place. Well, keep it from falling overboard. So if a little spring pops out, the idea is it hits the box and goes in there, and not a donation to Neptune. So Yeah, first things first, servicing a winch, get your box. Next, start pulling it apart. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so most of the guts, or the outer drum and the guts, have been pulled out over there. Now, let's take a look at underneath the winch. So, this bolt, that bolt, that bolt, and then some bolts under this wiring here is all winch. And then we have old bolt holes here too that probably have never been filled. But check out this one. So, do you see how that one's brown, stained? This one's not. That is a telltale sign that that bolt leaks. So, with water. So obviously, you could look down here and see, well, there's not really any drip marks down there. But you can, oops, sorry about that. You can also see that this bolt hole here, this old hole that's never been filled, also likely leaks because it has like water deposits kind of streaking down. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but oh yeah, there we go. So it's kind of streaking down here. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but sure is suspect, huh? Those streaks. And then it would drip. So, this one too. See how it's like, it just doesn't look nice like that one. Those two are definitely leaking, plus that hole, and maybe that one back here too. So, yeah. Good thing that we are going to replace the hardware and properly do a through bolt, because there are definitely some leaks here and some old holes that have never been filled. Story of our life. But let's see if we can pull the winch off now that we have access from the top end down below. Okay, got it mostly cleaned up. Wanted to show you guys a couple of my findings. So the winches that we took off, those that was a big 3-speed winch, and you can tell that it wasn't original because not only, like, these were the holes that we undid with our job yesterday evening, and so there were some holes here that have been filled incorrectly. So that hole, guys, remember this tool? I keep saying you're gonna need a kit like this. So this is silicone. See how it just pops right out? Silicone and a boat usually don't mix well for a couple reasons. One, it doesn't bond very well, as you can see. And then two, when it touches paint or fiberglass or laminate or gel coat, it leaves behind a residue that's prevents other things from sticking to it. So you think you pull out that little plug like we just did, you go in to fill it, nope, it won't stick as well. So the only way to really get the silicone out is to drill that out and then fill it, so you can drill back to fresh material, and then your epoxy will stick to the fresh material. Okay, but I digress. You can tell that this wasn't the original winch because the non-skid here, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but this non-skid pattern, it goes here. So the winch that we took off, you can see its fingerprint came all the way out here, and then the non-skid goes here. And so the original winch was smaller than the one we removed, because usually their non-skid pattern will go around an outside hardware and not go under hardware. So that was interesting. I actually thought that those were original, but they were not. So what I'm also seeing is some gel coat cracking right here. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's so right there. See that gel coat cracking? So what I think I might do, oh, and then this spider crack here. I'm gonna have to repair that. It's not hard, and it won't have to be a perfect repair because it's going to be under the winch pad of the new winches. But knowing that that's there, knowing that water can get in here and make it worse, same with over here, it'll just give me more peace of mind if we clean that up. So the other thing I am concerned about, well, not a concern, but it's something to think about, is the winch base of our new winches is smaller than the ones we just pulled off. So the winch base, because it's smaller, we might actually be seeing the old dirt line here. So I need to make sure to get that cleaned up really good. But it's really hard to get this cleaned up because it's in the non-skid. It's not a nice smooth surface that'll just come clean like this. It's a rough and bumpy surface, so all the little dirt and old adhesive and things like that is in between the bumps down in the valleys. So we'll have to just get a scrub brush out and scrub that really good. All right. So what did we learn? Boat work is going to take 4 times as long today because we have silicone that we have to get rid of, and we have some fiberglass spider cracking that we have to, or gel coat spider cracking that we have to address, which wasn't on the original list, but that's okay. We're going to make the boat a little bit better every single day. Okay, take a look at what we found. So a mix of good and bad. Like this piece here, see how it's kind of like darker in color compared to like that piece. This piece is, lighter. Some of these pieces are lighter. This piece over here is a lot darker. So think about dirt. What color is dirt? Dirt is brown for the most part. Like decomposing wood turns brown. That's what we're seeing right now, is that the darker color wood was exposed to water and started decomposing, started rotting. So the lighter color wood, of course, is better. Likely not exposed to as much moisture. But that's okay. That's the way it goes. I'm not upset about it. I'm not worried about it. I'm glad we found it, for sure. Okay, so step 1 was to drill it out. Now step 2 is to hog it out to get to better material, and I'll show you what that means. Hogging it out, like, what does that mean? I'll just show you. We'll be right back. Alright, so I took my trusty pick here, this exploratory tool, and I poked around on all sides of these holes. And I marked with a pencil where the inner core is the worst. So over here, this whole hole is pretty bad on all the sides, but especially on this side. These two, this one has just, over here is really bad, but the rest of it is solid. This one was just like this little area right there. This one, this side, just a little bit there. This one was surprisingly fine. All the sides were solid. Same with this one, same with this one. These two, actually, the void went under it. You can actually see my tool going in down there. Check it. Watch. Boop. So that whole center area under there is pretty much just gone. I was able to pick it out with my tool. So now that we know which sides are the trouble sides, we can focus on those areas and not have to worry about the entirety of the hole itself, and save some of the material that's still good. We don't have to dig it out. But for the real big problem areas, like this hole here, this is what you use. And just an Allen key on the end of a drill. So, not a good Allen key, one of your cheap, crappy ones. Like the ones you get with IKEA furniture or something. Just use one of those. But the idea is you stick it in this hole, and then you can spin it with your drill, and it gets in there and gets all the material out that's bad. But we won't need to do that for all of them, because some of them are good, and then some of them just have like one little side that's bad. So we can kind of just focus on that area with a manual pick. But let's hog out the one that we know needs to be completely hogged out, and then see how that works for us. Yep. It's wet. Look at all that. I can feel the wetness. Not exactly rotten, but certainly wet. Let's do that some more.